Yes, 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 yes. All right. What's good, Deacon Dave? What's good? All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome here to another stream, another live stream, another session here on the Chaos Rain Show. I am Chaos Rain, as always. Welcome to the channel, podcast, live stream, etc. Y'all see the thumbnail, you see the title. And before I go into this and go in, the links to follow me, the few social media links to follow me are the following. You can follow me on Twitter at Chaos27. Adds me a friend on Facebook, Eric Green on Facebook. Also follow me on Rumble, CRain23 on Rumble. Also join the Discord service of the Chaos Rain Show as well. And what else? That's good. I think that's all. And like always, guys, make sure you like, comment, and share this video or live stream. Oh, and I forgot. Please join the Discord service of the Chaos Rain Show as well. So you see the title, the thumbnail, like always. And you know, I always said that there's some points that I do my own take and really go in on certain subjects, but Eboni K Williams, it would be so fitting to oblige and, you know, go in, for lack of words. And literally, she needs to be going in anyway, personally. Y'all know she was on another podcast explaining and giving women advice, particularly black women, on how to really date and mate out here in these streets. I mean, these streets, personally. And a lot of ladies were giving pushback, and not like the typical pushback normal people would give pushback. They would just really don't like Eboni K Williams personally. They just don't like her, or actually, they do like her. Only time that she's only favor is when it's in their best interest. Everything else, you know, they'll hit you from Sunday to Monday through Sunday. And let's be fair, honest. When black people talk about these matriarchs, this patriarchy, and all this nonsense, they don't understand or really know what really it means or how it comes in our present day today. Or to even go as far as the importance of having these two factors. And personally, amount of men have been talking about this. Certain amount of women have been talking about this. And like many things, what Eboni has been saying was nothing new that the black men in general, not just men in general, but black men especially, have been saying for the last 9 to 8 years, roughly. We even go as far as 10 years, since 2013. But overall, let's be fair and honest. Anything the black man really says is only going to be used and taken from a grain of salt. it does not amount to anything that the community really could use. Yeah. And so, hold on, guys. I'm just checking something. Don't mind me, man. Lots on my mind. So, with her now, making this declaration and having and creating an ongoing conversation amongst the sexes, we always got to ask, and this is something that a lot of men are conclude, but ladies, do you really conclude yourself from your own perspective that this delusion that Eboni K Williams is, exuding, or how she is delusional herself in her own life, that she expects high performance and does not breed mediocrity and all this nonsense? But when we turn and look at her closely, she's actually a mediocre person. We want to be fair and honest. But we can't have these conversations. Personally. And I like people. I like people that do content, but overall, she's the last person to talk about what men should be doing and Sarah. Eboni K. And what outcomes now, because she made these revelations at her age, at 40 years of age, since September the 9th, I believe, which her birthday was. What now for most modern women today? Or what the future holds for a lot of them? To ask questions, to answer the question. And as I'm looking for my devices, I don't see the community getting any more better now that black men, black women have been laying out the actual truth amongst other groups. And the reason I say is because, let's be fair, honest. Always talk about the leveling up. Always talk about income. Yeah, always talk about status. Does not amount to squat for a lot of us. I mean it loosely. 1 second, guys. All right. So let's get at this so-called tape or video, I'm gonna call it. Let's see what this chick has been saying. Or this bitch, I'm even call it. And let's see what the hell she has to say in response to her little videos, not only on her YouTube channel, but also on the so-called alleged griot, which I find to be a weirdo, YouTube channel. But what I know, what do I know, people? What do I know? So no further ado, and let me move this out the way. Let me center things up, set things up, present, squishing, and make sure my junk is working. Yes. All right, I got the record ready. I'm looking around. I'm here, make sure everything sounds good. So let's hear and let's get at this. And please, guys, like the stream, share the stream, whatever. let's begin, guys. Let's begin. All right. We could say fair use, but you know the deal.
Not for you, Charlamagne. So I'm glad that you said that. This is a conversation for ladies, and I texted my good friend Charlamagne. I said, it's a friend to the show. I heard the conversation yesterday. I appreciated the critique and the constructive nature of it. And I said, since I'm down the street on the train, let me pull up and I want to hear from you, Lauren, about what you agree with and what you disagree with, and have a ladies' conversation.
Now, mind you, Ebony, like most Southern women, because I think she's originally from North Carolina or Virginia. She lives in the great state of New York City, high-paced city, very productive city. A lot of things you want to get done, go live in New York. That's all I gotta say. But listen more.
Let's do it. So I think for me, I'll start with what I disagree with.
Well, first, for people that don't know, you want to play the clip of what went viral, so people understand that. The reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. So here's my advice. If you are a young Black woman in college, and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD. Because a handful of Black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too. Y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older. By the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood.
So I think, all right, so breaking it down into what I agree and what I disagree with. So the disagreeing for me came with the starting with the infertility and the market value depreciating. So with the infertility, I know I said this yesterday, some stuff is science, right? You can't get around that. But I feel like when you start with that and you leave.
Now, for those that's not familiar, or why are we even talking about this? Y'all guys forgot the other day that this woman talking about going to sperm banks and getting herself artificially inseminated of random people's seeds just to have set baby. Set baby. And I'm thinking, wait. If you are a rich and well-to-do person, why are you not even going out here? Literally going out here and actually creating a family the right way and starting a life. Because last time I checked, they said one of the issues is poverty. And because of poverty, besides infidelity and non-compatibility, the money part really hurts a lot of relationships, even go as far as into these marriages that eventually will also be one of the many causes of divorce. So why would you, as an adult woman, want to become or sign up to become a single mother? Why would you want to do that? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I'm not sure anybody can give me an answer why that is. Personally. But women like the Eboni K Williams, that I think her network, and let me check her network because I don't really know the details of these people's how their monies function or how much they actually have as disposable income. Let's go to Eboni K Williams. Let me find her network. All right. Let's see what her network is. Let's take a look. I'm trying to find it now. She has a network of $3 million. All right. And this says here, she's one of many few African American women cast member and the first one to be casted as a member of the Real Housewives of New York. That means throughout the Real Housewives of New York, they don't have black women as one of the proponents of that show. That's very intriguing. That is very intriguing. I find it very odd. I'm looking down. Soldiers. I'm looking down more. And really, her money really is made and composed of personally, is made from the television shows. And I'm looking down more. She has some real estate here and there, but you know, most of her money is made by television. And you know, it's funny that these women are posing as what we call African American nonsense. And I mean nonsense for real. It's all smoke and pipe dream, in my opinion. But anyway, that's how much her network is. Hey, what's good, man? What's good, Mary? And I see Melon Vessel, because the Housewives franchise is about socialists. Yes, it's socialist, but still they have black people on Real Housewives. And if Eboni's the only first one to be a part of the New York branch of Real Housewives of New York, that's very telling. And trust me, there is a lot of black women in New York. Some African Americans, some Caribbean, some African, you name it. Why she's the only one? And we all know the answer to that. Maybe because it's her skin. I don't know. Anyhow, let me see what else. Black women are more educated than black men. If the only thing I find the educated is they're more enrolled, but in regards to education, I don't really have to really give a. I will have to disagree on that. Personally, people can be enrolled, but unless you finish, and not only you finish school, what degrees are you having that is really educational qualified? Now we're going to go into the details, but we're not doing that tonight because this is not a detailed show. We're going to go by and really talk about this podcast and really talk about this mediocrity and the delusions. Let's look at this more. Melanie, let's say the socialist scenes is more black dominant and that. Yes, but there are black people in New York as well, Melanie. So I can't really go by that because let's be fair, honest. There are black people, men, and there are black women in New York that's doing some decent things. If I tune on to a network or a show when they talk about these housewives nonsense, I want to see a profile of not only these racial groups of people, also see our people as well. Because let's be honest, if black people are not in these shows, ladies and gentlemen, these shows tank. And that's just the honest truth. Why that is, I don't know. Yes, degrees in what, Mojo? All right, so let's keep running this because I'll be moving back on and on. And please, guys, like the stream. And I didn't put the donation tab, but I'll put it in a second. But let me get through this. Let's keep going.
With that, it then makes people get defensive and they don't even hear the message. I know when I first listened to it, I was like, oh God, this is going to be another one of those conversations where like someone's telling me as a woman, by the time you get to this stage, your life is over. And you know, when you're like trying to figure things out and you're like, I'm 31 years old, right? Like I'm recently out of a very long relationship. You want to feel not Charlamagne.
Jesus Christ. You know,
but I feel like I know, but that's my point. Is like, for me, I made a very conscious decision with a lot of things in my life. Going to college, being in the relationship that I was in, not being in that relationship, even with my like recent, you know, back and forth to East Coast, West Coast. Like I've always had to be very conscious and cognizant of the fact that, like, you know, as a woman, as a Black woman, right, especially working in the space that I work in, I might not get that other chance. Like I got to do it right the first time. And I think
about professionally,
professionally and personally.
Okay.
And only because that's
what are your personal goals? Just so we're clear, you want marriage
my
and
personal
children.
goals, I want marriage.
And that
I want children. Yes.
Family foundation.
I want all of that. I don't even have a number of kids. Once we start, we start.
Oh no, we're not gonna get into the minutia of that.
But yeah, but yes, I would. Okay. I'm going to be an amazing mom. But I just feel like when you lead with the stuff that you lead with, it instantly turns the conversation negative. And for someone like me who is watching and learning and listening to you, it makes it where now I am defensive. I don't want to watch, listen, and learn. I don't hear the rest of what you're saying. So now I'm not being taught. And I should feel like I can listen to you and learn from you and not feel like you're the op, right? And that's how it's.
You see, the problem, ladies, and this is just me, and I'm more of an open book, and this is how I think. I think every person should learn from different people and different walks of life, if possible. We should not be going by our feelings of what people are selling or saying, towards us, that something that we don't want to hear. We need to embrace the negativity and little positivity of all messages that relates to us in our situation, person. But you know, the problem with our society, especially in our group, we do not deal with the reality. That's why it hurts when they tell about the positions, social economic positions of Black people generally. It does hurt Black people as a whole, and they don't want to come to the realization. Now, because people have been revealing the issues of Black people for a long time, in my opinion, this is me now, I think Black people, the way how they think now, are not in no position or even in any effort to really make change, personally. And because of this, life as we know will remain as is, and we don't get what we've been getting. Nothing. And because we will get nothing, the system hopes and all right, hold on. Oh, sorry. Won't ask enough either. And because this, the truth, rather it hurts not, is something that we're gonna keep hearing until enough of us, not all, but enough, we decide to make the decision and not only mentally, but also take the action. We are going to do something different. That's the only way change is going to happen. Now, let me see what Melon wrote. Hold on a second, Melon. I got to straighten out something because I don't know what's going on. All right, there we go. Let me see what you wrote. I agree, but the socialites scenes and mostly Caucasians there, like in New Jersey, socialites scenes is more Italian based, even though wealthy Black women live in New Jersey as well. Yeah, but you see, black people are all over the place. That's why I want, and I don't watch these TV shows for those that's watching Real Housewives, Atlanta, New York, or etc. That we're all over the place. And to me, to find that they're using using women more than anything else, that we should see all walks of life, so it gives more overall balanced perspective of what the scenery is, or who's the top notch in certain areas in those cities. And to find if I watch Real Housewives of New York and only see pure Caucasian women and maybe Hispanic women, is a disservice, so that these are not the majority of people that's doing things, product things in that city. That's just me. But we can go on with that. Let's keep going.
Starts off when you instantly are telling me everything negative about what I already am facing every single day. And I think that that's a big part of it too, is like when you put certain truths in front of people, it hurts. People don't want to hear it. But beyond that, like, you can't get around that fertility. The second thing was the market value, right? I don't agree. Like, I don't know where you were at 31, but for me, I feel like I'm just now getting to the stage where, like, the people that I'm able to, or not able to, but the people that I'm dating, the life experiences that I'm experiencing that are teaching me what I want, what I don't want. I'm right now in the best space that I've ever been in. And that wasn't me in college. I didn't know what I wanted in college. I didn't know who I was in college. I seen nothing, haven't done anything. I didn't agree with that. But
let's just put two big ones out and let's break them down before we get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so you're 31 years old, college educated woman, enjoying a very successful career in a high profile space. I'm going to put my hands together for all of that. Now, when I say market value depreciating, well, did you hear what I said before that?
Now, mind you, when Eboni K William did that video on the grill, or even on her own YouTube channel, which is not really that big. If you check her own channel, YouTube, personally, it's not a big channel. It's like under 5K subscribers. Last time I checked, I could be wrong. And the reason why I said I could be wrong because I have not checked. But she's on the grill, which is a much more bigger platform than hers. And let's saying the reason why she doesn't have a bigger following is because Eboni, when she opens her goddamn mouth, it's like something scratched on the board. You always say, cover your ears, say, can you please shut the up? Literally. That's what vibes people get in regards to Eboni. They look at her and say, can you please shut the up? Real talk. And matter of fact, let me check. Eboni K Williams. Let me see if she has a YouTube channel. I'm looking. Yeah. I'm trying to find her channel right now. Doesn't look like it has it. I'll look for it as I'm going down. She should pull up. I don't know why she's not pulling up. Anyhow, I know she doesn't even have even 10 to 15K subscribers. She has very much a small channel for those that don't know. And because this, it's expected. Because she sounds like when she opens her mouth, people, and I want you to hear me out. She does things to trigger people. Mainly, she agitates black men, but really, she really triggers a good portion of black women. And she doesn't hold no tongue. I think with Eboni, she plays the fence a little bit between the sexes. In my opinion, this is just me. This is the vibe I'm getting. But overall, when you play the fences, you get what you deserve, But how black women think today, they don't want you to play no fences. Either you pick this side or you pick that side. And that's why a lot of women that when they heard Eboni tell me you should prioritize marriage and all stuff, if that's what you want, she's not lying. But here's the kicker. Most young people that are now going to school now for the last, I would say 20 years, maybe. Now we could say even last 25 years, and that's being nice. I have not really prioritized marriage overall. Usually people that go to school, they say, go to school, put your head in the books, have sex, get your back blown out, and come out of there. If anything, you're gonna get in some debt. Let's keep real. When you go to college, most black folks overall, because we don't have it like that, unless we were upward echelon that's making roughly, and I'm gonna say the number. If you have some upper or top class people, if you're not making 300 to 500K a year, I mean, most likely you're gonna be paying your children's college. Most of us don't got like that. We don't have it like that. So obviously, when we go to school, if it's not a sports scholarship, which we don't have, we're gonna be getting or taking loans, and the loan's gonna rep up the debt that we are going to get, depending on what degree we're going to get. So we don't got like that. So obviously, most black folks, especially women, you're gonna get student debt. It's inevitable. You're not get around it. But prior to the getting this debt, we don't really prioritize saying, we should get settled down, find one dude or start a relationship and maybe make a life and, go through the struggle together. And let's be honest, struggle is beautiful. I want people to hear me well. There's nothing wrong with struggling. I think struggling today does build a sense of character. It lets you know that you are thriving and working through uncertainty and hope to make some out of a greater outcome. I think this is how the society structured us because they know that we're not the majority in this country and they put us in an economic stranglehold, that they condition black folks, women and men, that struggle is sin and struggle is where we're going to remain and stay at. And I call bump that. If we're going to struggle, we're going to be progressive and be productive to the point that we're going to eventually do whatever is possible to get ourselves to where we should be. But majority of us don't have that thinking. And the steps we take to hopefully get out of this struggle is very, you know, I ain't gonna go any further because y'all get what I'm saying. I'm gonna read y'all comment in a second, but let me keep playing this on. Cause I could ramble.
Hear the specificity of the particular marketplace I'm speaking about.
No, which was that?
Okay, so I want to just go back actually to your first point, Lauren, which I think you were conceding that you had a reaction to my commentary that was so visceral in nature that you actually shut down your listening comprehension skills. You said that.
Yeah.
Okay, so because of that though, right? I'm not going to sit in a posture of ownership because you made a choice to be limited in the way in which you receive and process the information. Now, you are a grown woman and you have autonomy over what you choose to consume and what you choose to not consume. So when I was giving the advice, the strategy, the game, putting, certain people up on some game, I'm talking to a very limited pool of young Black ladies, the ones that are currently in school or immediately following school or graduate school. And then the other caveat, I'll say, the other place this information is in real time relevant to are the mothers or even the fathers of those young women. That's who this is for. So this is actually not even applicable to you, Lauren. So no, let me finish.
No,
right, no, I have to finish because
wait,
you.
wait, no, wait. Hold on,
I have to finish my thought.
I just want to wait before you finish your thought. I just want to let's rewind a little bit because I also think too the reason why people also because not just me or the people because even the people it's meant for, I'm sure some of them did the same exact thing as well too, right?
Did not.
Right, and some did not.
And some did not.
Right.
Because you read all the comments, right?
Yeah, I did.
And
But what I think
really
happens is with you, and I saying this in the most respectful way. I think that the way that you approach things, like even this conversation right now, it can make it does that. It dilutes the whole point of
for you.
You're talking to me specifically.
Yeah,
You agree with Ebony.
Now, ladies, I find it ironic when Ebony made the comments about going to sperm banks and get artificially inseminated to have a child become, unfortunately, a single mother. I don't see much pushback to a lot of women. Have you ever noticed this? Am I right or wrong? Ladies, the ladies that's in my comment section or in the chat right now, can you really educate me? Have any ladies really pushed back about the inseminized what do you call it? Inseminizing or putting, fluids in them through, to become a single mother through the clinics? Has anybody noticed any contrary or any person on social media pushing back to that message? I could be wrong. Can anybody educate me? For those that's in the chat room, can you tell me a little differently? As I wait, please hit the like button, share the stream, support, Cash App, and Super Chat are available. Support the Chaos Man Show, like no podcasting. I'm gonna read y'all comments now. I'm gonna start up. Okay. Me neither. I haven't watched those shows in over 10 years. A lot of it is scripted anyway. All types of social media, all types of what they call reality TV has always, and I will say personally, has she wants to be quiet. She wants to be quiet. I'm going to get married in conscience. Even back when even someone now, probably my grade, it's not really an emphasis on the importance of, or even the quality or benefits of it, unfortunately. Are young men wanting to get married? To be honest with you, Femi, the modern American males today, as the system stands forth, and now that we have more policies being put in place to make it more lucrative for men to really get married in America, right now, not many. And why do even a lot of European men today still get married in college? Well, I could run, they're not getting married in college like that. That's the first question. Those people that's in college now, who's really getting married in college? What status that? What social economic status they are? Should be the biggest question. I like to ask, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get an answer to that. And before I continue, let me find some here. Where is let's see. Hold on, I'm trying to find something. Actually, I'm trying to do this. 1 second, guys. Let me see if this works. Hmm. Hmm. All right, as I'm getting this background, I'm gonna continue y'all comment sections. What I'm looking. Okay, can they afford to buy rings and weddings expense? Nah, not if they got out of college. I don't think so. Most college people are not really have money, but most black women don't want to live in poverty. That say no, but rejecting anything that will head them in the poverty direction. Yeah. Look, Laura K. I'm Laura X. Okay. Next comment. Who wants to struggle? No one else wants to struggle. Yeah, I mean, any person that was promoting it, that's a learned behavior, unfortunately. Black women tried that 30 years ago. Black women don't trust that process anymore. Who cares? It's her body. Mm-hmm. Yes, there are content creators speaking against it. Yes. All right. The human body hasn't changed in 30K years. What is my mic? Hold on, let me check. Oh, okay, that's what's going. Let me jump down. Thank you for checking this. I gotta check my mic. I will return. I'm gonna jump down, come back. All right, let me see if my mic is working better now. Let me test. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Hello. Mic check. Let's see. Mic check. Mic check. Hello. Hello. Mic check. All right, it's working a little better now. Hello. Hello. All right. All right, my mic is working. Looks like it's working now. I'm going to have to probably talk close to the mic. 1 second, guys. All right. It looks like I sound clear to y'all. Let me know if I continue. I'll put this over here. Okay. And I know Rob B came in. Thank you, Rob B. I'm Borging. Yep. I think it's social media that affects young folks' decision making in regards to dating me. Okay. And we got no. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's play.
I agree with certain parts of it, but I think that my whole point of what I'm saying, right? Because right now I feel like you're taking what I didn't agree with and the fact that I don't remember specific words or whatever.
No, I'm not, Lord. Really, I really think this would be better served and more productive if just like it's kind of like an opening statement in a court of law. I gave you a good amount of time to lay out 2 prongs of disagreement, and I respect and appreciate both of your positions. I'm not saying they are wrong. Getting messy. I'm not saying they're wrong at all. But I am saying that I don't know how productive it is to be the time, manner, and delivery police, right? So when we talk about, and also the nature of this work that we all do in this space of media and journalism, whatever we want to call it, right? It's very subjective in nature. So for everybody, Lauren, that takes your position, which is very valid, it was visceral to me. I found it triggering. It felt hurtful. I felt attacked. I felt policed. I felt shitted on, whatever it is. There's also a whole nother contingency of Black women that felt seen by that commentary, that felt heard. I had sorors coming up to me. We had a fundraiser. Shout out to the Pi Kappa Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. It's Kiwi. We had a fundraiser that very night that commentary dropped. And I had sorors coming up to me who are more in my age group, right? Because that's the first thing we need to acknowledge. Lauren and I are not the same age. There's a good 10 years between me and this lovely young lady. So I'm speaking from a purview of experience that looks a bit different. Not vastly so, but a bit different.
I agree.
And my peers who are 40 and up are like, I wish someone would have told me. And the fact that you are doing the labor, Eboni, you are doing the service of letting young girls that are currently in position to put themselves in best practices because they are currently in school or graduate school or shortly thereafter matters. And it's good that somebody is rolling up their sleeves and doing the work and having the conversation publicly that quiet as kept. Many pockets of Black elite culture are having with their children generationally every day. Many of my peers, Laura, when I went to UNC Chapel Hill, who were Black, just like me and you, right? They were taught going into the front end of freshman year, keep your eyes open, get those grades, get that degree. I expect you to go to medical school or law school or PhD. And also, if you want the traditional model, and that's a big if, this is going to be the best time to be surrounded by the highest concentration of Black men that are also pursuing the educational and fiscal model that you are and you decide. And it's really no more or less than that.
Now, mind you, and I'm not sure BJ's still here. Didn't a lot of Black men been saying this? BJ's. Besides Kevin Samuels saying this, right? A lot of people that even when the actual so-called Black Master really came into existence back in 2015, around making 8 years, I've been hearing this message for the last 4 years. I'm not going to deny that what they say is wrong, but if marriage is the end game, and he said it, Susan Patton, that's a decade ago. For all the people that don't know who Susan Patton is, and I might have to find some videos of her. I know she wrote a book on this. Usually who you surround, the circle is mostly who you're going possibly may wed. Just like before you even go to college, if you're, kids growing up, and depending on your economic social stance with your parents and the opposite, you might be meeting with someone that as you're growing up. And if you're not meeting them as growing up, the second best option is you go to what they call college. And not college, you go out to take your risk out here in these streets. And he writes, yep, black and white. Yeah. And let me go through this. Eboni K literally waited to start a family that was her choice. Why is she now bitter and projecting that energy onto young Black women? She made those choices and needs to live with it. I'll tell you why I'm Melvin, because she has now crashed the inevitable wall. It hits them. Once you go from now leaving 30s up to now beginning the 40s, life really starts to really hit you. You start questioning a lot of things, what you have done or may have achieved or have not achieved. And I think Eboni got to that point in her life. Remember, she just turned 40 like almost a month ago. So my life has hit her pretty hard. And she was married only one time, guys. And she's going to talk about her first marriage, including her engagement to the white dude, in a second. I think Black women should get their degrees or a path to finance, but still be social and networking to build a family and healthy future. I mean, one female investor, I find it ironic that if our women are so they're strong and this and that, you tell me you can't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time? I find it very odd where it comes to the point where you go to school, you do this, you could do pretty much anything. Hell, they said that these black men should be doing pretty much everything, walking, shoe bubblegum. I expect the black woman to do the same as well. I expect her to do just as much more because it's more easier, you know. Cause hell, when you're young and you're not fat and you look attractive enough, the doors open well for our ladies. But that's just me. And then BJ writes, a lot of black men marry those women within 2 to 5 years. Okay, so really, a man on the average, if you think about it, he'll most likely, if he gets out of school at 22, within 2 to 5 years, that'll make him roughly either 27 or 28. So if we racialize, roughly no greater than up to close to 26, with the midpoint, a black man, if he is with his college lover, will decide to put a ring on it. Roughly, that's how it's supposed to go. Roughly. Black women do still have options of dating out. It's really serious situation for black women because of the numbers. They aren't in black women's favor. Well, you gotta understand. And BJs, I know you're not gonna share this, but if you share this, I appreciate it. To get some other male intake. It's optional, brother. You don't have to. You know what's funny with us black folks? When I come across new information, I always thought that black people were more geared to really deal with in the race or in the group and work it out and find the ones that's doing and being productive and make a life. That's totally not factual. Yes, it is easy for black men to date out more than black women. And the reason why, because overall, when it comes to women, besides black women, women do want men. It is what it is. They're more groomed and have a certain mentality to appreciate the male ego slash males in general and what they can do. Not for themselves, but also for them. That's why a lot of other race women do have it easier to, to date any man besides black women, because, we have a certain thinking in this community that, you should be doing for me and I should not do enough for you in return. It's a certain selfish mentality overall from what I'm seeing. So other groups of women are going to always have it easier mating black men. Now, in regards to black women, obviously, the white man is God. His skin does remove all imperfections and sin. So obviously, black women have been trying dating out non-black men for roughly over 20 years. And we could probably say 25 years to be sweet. But roughly, they've been doing it on male investors. So the problem is they're not having success because at the end of the day, non-black men, if they're really serious, which they are, they do want non-black children. And they look at black people, black culture, especially black women, as what do you call it? A rag? A cum rag, I think. Something that they could sit there, give it a couple jukes, bust, and then send you to the wayside or send you back where you go. That's the mentality of non-black men overall. And trust me, I have black people, and I know BJ's in the bit. There are white people that most black men we do talk about, and they have these stories and have these conversations. And trust me, I like being around these conversations with non-black men in regards to black women. Personally, I don't like that. But they will say some things to me. They say some things to BJS and any other man that they tell them aren't true about our views about black women. And trust me, I just don't like it personally. But well, I know, but I'm gonna keep going because I can read our comments. But let me keep running, and I'm probably gonna open this up once this reaches halfway mark after I go through this.
I don't disagree.
Well, hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second, lady. We gotta take a break, so we'll come back, and we also want to take some calls. 800-585-1051. And if you're just joining us, that's Lauren LaRosa. She's our special guest. With a man about what he values in women, because I want to be very clear, Lauren, because you made a really good point that I think was misconstrued by a few. I am in no way saying that the market value of life of Black women is depreciating. As we age, as we get more educated, as we get more fiscally fit, as we buy properties, as we build in our careers, our market value in life, Lauren, is ascending beyond the greatest heights of God. But I'm talking about the dating market. I'm talking about how men are perceiving us in terms of marketplace value for their partnership desires. So let's have that conversation, if you don't mind. What do you think most hetero, so we're just going to kind of focus on Black men and Black women for the sake of this conversation for this moment. What do you think most hetero, educated Black men are looking for in a woman partner?
Come on, Lauren. Kevin Samuels prepared.
Yeah.
Stop. Let the dead rest in peace, Charlamagne.
You're right.
I think age does come into it. I think
You know, like I said, it's something about Sharp. Was it Charmaine that said that, John? I don't know what's this so infatuation of Kevin, but Charmaine knows better to bring Kevin Samuels' name in front of a lot of modern Black women. Because they don't want to hear that shit, man. They don't want to hear that. You bring up Kevin, who? Kevin, what? They don't want to hear that stuff, man. It's like a death sentence, man. You talking about Kevin Samuels in front of Black women, they'll choke you out, man. You better watch your tongue, man. Anyway, let me keep going. But yeah, she took a little shot.
so a thing as well. I also think that, especially when you start talking about like men who are like planning for like family and things of that nature, they definitely want somebody that is going to be, when you talk about availability, be able to really tend to family, to like all of that stuff. Like I think that is very important. I don't necessarily think that the men that I've had conversations with recently are upfront and honest about that.
They're lying.
Yeah, they're not upfront and honest
on
about
the same page.
Yeah, not at all. But
Let's just make a pause on that, though, just for the sake of we understand that, but let's kind of expand that. So what Lauren is saying, and it's very important, is that oftentimes men like to be the good guy, right? Can we just acknowledge that men, despite their behaviors and choices and the way they oftentimes show up in the world, you know, it's like a man will keep a girlfriend, have 15 million side chicks, because why? He don't want to be the bad guy and break up with his girlfriend. That's the kind of stuff men tend to do, right? And I think, spoiler alert, it does not get better.
Well, actually, it's more than that. Men will have a flock of women, and maybe we can go as far as a harem of women if he's that nigga, for lack of better words. And let me tell you something, not every man is that nigga. Unfortunately, ladies, there's very small few men that have that ability to, how can I say it? Have that ability to to be able to get women like that and be real more one with a lot of ladies, personally. Very few men that have like that. Rather, they got some good looks, they probably have the physique, or they got that swag, that charm to really sweep a lot of ladies off their feet, to really, you know, have more than one woman on the side. And you know when a man is that, when he's the shit, like literally, you know when he'll sit there and be mode one with you and be upfront honest, tell you, say, yeah, baby, I got this, but I got some other woman on the side. You accept it or not. He is clear in his own skin to let you know what it is and make you maybe overall make the decision. Not every man has this capability, but there are men right now that will let you know up front. And you could tell right off the bat, ladies, let's stop front. Let's stop it. If you've been with a dude and he looks better than you, ladies, and I hear this topic, a lot of women, Black women, do want a man that looks better than them, which is kind of backwards, but okay. Don't expect that he's going to just give his phallus and he has two seeds to be only for you, where there's a lot more women that most likely will be sought after him for not only his way he got his charisma and looks, but also what he could do and, you know, blow their backs. It ain't gonna happen. Just keep it real with you. And you know, Chaos is upfront honest with that. But anyway, I'm reading our comments, but let's keep going. So I agree with Miss Eboni K William. There are very few men that's got a harem of women and let his girlfriend or whoever know what it is.
Anyway, So I believe that men mean well when they say they're looking for their Michelle Obama, when they say they're looking for the Beyonce to their Jay-Z, but they're lying.
Would you agree they can't handle that ego vibe as well?
I'm not going to go in that direction. What I am going to say is what they prioritize are the things you just laid out. They want a woman who is accommodating to them. They want a woman who, especially more successful men, they want a woman that when they say, hey, yo, I'm going to the south of France for 2 weeks, pack your bag, let's go. Let me tell you what they don't want to hear, Lauren. Oh, I got to go to LA to shoot Judge Eboni for 3 days. Oh, I got to go be at a conference in Florida for Black women attorneys gathering. Oh, I got to go to the sorority thing.
It sounds like based on a true story.
It's all based on true story. I wouldn't lie.
Charlamagne, shut up. Let these women talk, please.
Yeah, no, but I'm glad he said that because when you said it, I'm like, damn. So she
This
has
is my lived experience.
you got some background, like personally. That
There's a vulnerability in this conversation that I really want people to feel right now because
and then just pointing out the delivery point that I was trying to make earlier. In your delivery, and I know content, right? And I understand what you do. You're really good at what you do, content-wise. It always causes these,
I don't look
right?
like it. I know.
Period.
Right.
But I think for me, like when I say that I disagree with those things that we talked about, what I wanted to make clear earlier was, and I think we kind of got to this. Me disagreeing doesn't mean that what you're saying to me is just like, oh, this is BS. Oh, this isn't true. Like, because what I just said, it goes to a lot of the points that you made. But I think that the disagreement again comes in with how you say it, and we don't get that vulnerability, right? So me sitting here with you right now is like, this is what I want to feel when I see the content. I might not always get that though, and maybe it's not, like you said, it wasn't for me. It was for the girls that's still in college, right? But at the same time, it's placed on my timeline, so I get it and I feel it. And I stop and I listen either way. But
I'm glad you do. Shout out to the team at the Grill. Go ahead.
But
I
was going to get to that. But what I did agree with was the fact, like when you started talking about the pool of men getting smaller when it comes to those men who will be honest about what they want when it comes to the family, a woman, they are actually worth the time, the energy. It's consistent. You're getting the same energy that you're putting out. It does get smaller as you get older. And like now that I'm out here in the dating world, I'm like, ooh, okay.
Keep in mind, you're only 30. So
Right.
31. So
and it's like
as you get to 40, the pool has shrunk further. 50, even more so. And I dated
I'm
up
gonna have
to
a man
late
before I'm
50s.
50. I'm gonna have a man
And
before I'm
listen,
50.
I'm not
Maybe
even.
I'll do you one better. I'll do one better. As you go past mid-30s and downward, it actually shrinks depending on who you're looking for, ladies, unfortunately. And what you really want. Now, if you don't got no kids, it might help, but it doesn't really help much. But if you have kids, you might as well just throw in the towel. If you're in your mid-30s, though. Unless it has kids already, then you know it could work. I'm just saying. All right. I see. Let me read the comments now because I'm behind. All right, let's look. Damn, I'm way behind. I did not know it. All right, let me see what it says. I think Bible should agrees. All right, I read that right. I read that. A lot of black men. Yep, I read that. Mines are grown, so okay. She has grown adults. The wall starts at 30. Yes. And then you slam and hit the wall at 35. Mine's got married young. Excellent. Because we do need resource. It is what it is. Okay. Young college black women report that their black men counterparts weren't interested in marriage for many reasons. Good reasons too. Mine's did. Okay. Even more reason for them to take advantage of college. Yes. Because you have to take into the account of location. One thing with location, to be fair, honest, you gotta look where we reside as a people. Has anybody ever did like a real synapse of where the majority of black folks reside in the United States? There are 50 states. I would say, and this is my guess, maybe 25 out of those states we reside the most. I was going to include 30, but I would just be nice, say 25. I could be right or wrong. We reside mostly in 25 states. In those states, the cities we reside mostly, some parts of upper New York, New Jersey, I'm not sure Boston, Florida, I believe, Tennessee, the most a lot. I think Delaware, Maryland, Texas, obviously Georgia, Detroit. I can't name all the. I'm just going off the dome, and we can also say Chicago as well, especially Chicago. Chicago is very progressive city. I like to say that, so don't sleep on Chicago. But we reside in a lot of states, so when we talk location, location is very much a factor of everything. But if your person is looking for so-called love or just in general love, yeah, you're going to have to move around these locations where people are at. So I will have to agree on that. I did not pigeonhole my children. Okay. I have a biracial grandchildren. Oh, for my daughter, it's a girl boy you have as a biracial child. Male vessel. Black women do date out, but they don't marry out. Yeah. Mine's married, no children without marriage first. Okay. You can't really speak on white men as I cannot speak on white women. Okay. White men seem to care about a pretty face and a slim physique, which all mine had. So yeah, if you I'm not sure if you're a big woman on male investor, but if your daughters are not as big as you, if you are big, I mean, you do fair in the market. I went to white schools most of my life. White men do not prefer black women. And number of shows it. Ask Ebony about Mrs. Cartwright. All homeowners by 25. Okay. Of course, they don't overall be this, but some do. Most humans prefer their own image besides BDSB. Okay. They're just how the cookie crumbles. Okay. A lot is actually changing in regards of the way black women date. Yeah. They are always outliers. Yeah. And Miss Letitia Underwood is in the building. And she writes, she is listening. Okay. All right. So let me put my thing up so I can keep track of things. Yeah, I must support, donate, you know the deal, guys. All right, let's keep going, guys.
I actually believe in the power of the tongue. So I believe, so you speak, so you have, and you will desire. I do want to speak to the fertility part because it's very important.
It is.
As I sit here with y'all today, I'm literally on some fertility drugs. I am preparing for my embryo transfer in the next few weeks. Now, I'm 40 years old, just turned 40 a couple of weeks ago. Y'all know I've been very transparent about my motherhood journey. I'm doing it solo by choice. Y'all know I froze eggs at 34 years old. I'm doing this. I'm excited to be a mom. I'm scared as hell. I know it's going to be the hardest thing I've ever done.
You know, every time and this is the second time, or was the third time I've been listening to this, to make me imagine and really think critically. And I remember Roger said this best. If you ever catch the replay, he said that women that don't prioritize marriage and got as far as up to 30 years of age and still have not even got married one time and done it, the proper way, if there's such a thing, he would quote unquote label those women a loser. And I kind of battled before thinking about that, to say that people are losers. I mean, there are winners and losers, don't get me wrong, it does this, but to find that a woman could be a loser because she did not prioritize up to age 30, I didn't want to accept it. But for the case of Miss Eboni K Williams, I had to make an exception to the rule of that. Yes, I would like to say there are some women that are losers now. Once they reach the age of 30 or after 30, if they didn't even once gone down that aisle and got married. And I don't like saying that, but I gotta be fair, honest. It's now becoming actual. But really, truly, I I don't know what to say. Sit there that you go now, pull out your eggs and your frozen eggs. And remember, Kevin made fun of the frozen egg thing. For those that did not know, he's not lying. But you come to the point now, you in your 30s, you freezing eggs, and then you now decide to say, I'm going to be a single mother by choice. I'm preparing. I'm scared. But why were you scared? Why would you want to take the journey to be a single mother alone? That sounds so selfish. It's downright criminal, but selfish nonetheless. Why would you do such a thing? Very confused. I'm confused. I know, Miss Letitia, your daughter, your oldest daughter, is now married and probably doing pretty well now with her child. So, you know, you would not really advocate her to go at a certain age, even go as far as to go throughout life journey in her 20s to really be out here for these streets and be on. And I literally mean be on the hold on. I forgot my soundbite. I gotta put my soundbite. Y'all know what's coming. I gotta do this. Your daughter, you don't want your own daughter be out here. Okay, you don't want your daughter to be out here. And Letitia, you might know what I'm talking about. No person that has children wants their children to be out here. And they don't be out here engaged and be on the carousel. No one wants, or any child should be on the carousel. No carousel. We must say and promote no more carousel. No more riding on the carousel. We burn carousels. Anyway, let's continue. And fair use like always.
My life, and yet I cannot wait to enter this mother era of my life. And also, Lauren, I don't think this is how most Black women want to do it.
Why? I was going to say, why solo by choice?
Well, several reasons. Number one, I'm no longer willing to wait to activate my pursuit of motherhood. I'm no longer willing to wait. I've been married and divorced in my late 20s. I had also a long-term relationship many years ago. I ended an engagement during the pandemic. I'm ready for my baby. I am ready to build my legacy in this way. I am ready to pour into someone other than me. Finally, it took me a very long time to get here, but was she ready?
Right now,
she ready. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't.
All right, wait. I think BJ, she wrote a comment here. Hold on a second. Let me read this. Is that true? BJ, Janet Jackson almost lost her life at age 50 giving birth. That's something new. I didn't. Well, you know, it's expected. Because once you pass a certain geriatric age of pregnancy, you put yourself at very much higher risk. And if you're having a baby for the first time at age 40, bruh, all I gotta say, may God bless you. May God bless you, bitch. May God bless you. Real talk. May the Lord Jesus Christ, whoever, bless your butt. Let's continue. And I wish I had somebody put a prayer emoji, but you know.
I think that most women, most Black women, desire doing this journey alone. I don't. It's very important. And I know that you mentioned yesterday the egg freezing. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I think that is marketed, not just you, Lauren. I think in general, that is in a lot of these comments, right? Well, girl, just freeze your eggs and don't worry about the rest. That's some bullshit. Because I'm here to tell you, because I'm living, right? I froze eggs at 34. I never thought in a million years I would need to use them, right? Because why? I was in a loving, committed relationship. These were my spare. Have you frozen eggs at this point, too?
No, I thought about doing it last year. I thought about starting the process.
Okay, so let me just, and this is not investigative. I'm just trying to see something here. Do you know how many eggs, on average, a woman should have on ice, on reserve, frozen, for a probability of one live birth?
No, I don't.
About 20. Then if I say, okay, how many egg retrievals are required to get about 20 eggs in a woman that's, say, 35 and up? The answer is at least 2. What's the cost average of an egg retrieval? Amy probably knows this, but he knows it's between $12,000 and $15,000 per retrieval cycle.
That most insurances don't cover.
Most insurances do not cover unless you're working at Google or Amazon. And by the way, you probably need to be married for them to cover it. Otherwise, they consider it elective. They don't recognize it as infertility in the way that married couples that struggle to conceive have. So what I'm saying is the egg freezing route, the single motherhood by choice route, the IVF route are amazing technological tools, Lauren, but they are wealthy women tools.
So, Letitia Underwood or Mr. Igmore, what's the average net? What is the average rate for Black people in America? Again, we all know what the Black man makes roughly. What the Black woman make again? Because trust me, we see a lot of women now that let's be honest, single by choice, and let's be fair. They are eating carpets and eating out other women, but it's not a story. What's the average what they make yearly? Because 12 to 15 grand for, I believe, for each egg retrieval. Are you serious? Doing all this. All right, now BJ said now it's up to 42K, and we could probably say roughly after tax with most of us, we look at, you probably carry home 36K for a woman, and as a Black brother, you're roughly still holding maybe 40, but really that ain't shit. Let's keep it real. That ain't no money. Personally, you can't afford that. Now, mind you, there are some women that are working some decent jobs. But like what Eboni K William has said out her mouth, this thing to go the in vitro single mother route by freezing your eggs. I apologize, I didn't put my thing. Freezing your eggs. That is a rich person sport. You need money. You need to make. Ladies, listen to me good. And I'm not talking about you ladies that go do OnlyFans and you play with your box, play with toys. Hell, I hear some of them y'all playing with feet and toys. That's another story. You cannot afford that. Let Chaos Rain repeat that. You cannot afford that at all. You know that your best bet, which sorry to say most women that's doing them anyway, they get knocked up by low-level men. Some that probably are not keeping an adequate job. Hell, some of them might be real bums that they're taking care of that's feeding and clothing them. I hear that going around right now as we speak. Those are the sperm donors. And it proves, a shout of the doubt, that the Black man has been groomed and nurtured and groomed to become a sperm donor, a bed bug. Not by choice, but by design. And really that eliminates the problem instead of going for that, a vitro route and all that nonsense. So it's a rich woman's sport to have the luxury to freeze your eggs and put them on ice, and eventually pay 15 grand to have each egg removed from the incubator, the ice box, the incubator, and said, I would like 2 eggs out the freezer, please, doctor. Oh yes, I will sure do that for you, Miss K Williams. And thus will put the seeds of a non-Black man. I ain't lying either. Let's keep going.
Period. Let's be very clear. That is a rich woman option. If you are, and nobody's more important to me in our society than our educators, right? So let's say I'm talking to my soror who's a teacher in Memphis, Tennessee, who's probably on average making $65,000 to $75,000 a year doing some of the most incredible work of our community. Where's that sister getting $30,000 for 2 retrievals, or even $15,000 for one? And that's before I've done a transfer. That's before I've had a failed transfer and having to do another experience. And thank God they had a healthy baby subsequent that naturally.
Right.
But you see what I'm saying? It's just more to it than just freezing it.
I get you. I think with that part, for me, I was speaking from my own personal experience. And I think that, like, hearing you respond to it, I can understand your response to what I said. but I think maybe I should have been a little bit more clear, because for me at that
Still freeze them though, by the way, because you have money.
At that time when I was thinking about doing it, it was because the insurance that I was getting through my employer supported that to a certain extent, where anything like, yes, it is expensive, but I would have been able to figure it out. So I think
you should still do it. I want that to.
Now, mind you, I'm looking at this one right here with the little, I don't like the color, braided locks. That's just me. I don't like the color, but this is nothing's wrong with this woman. This black woman that's sitting talking to Eboni K Williams. Nice look at the woman, slim and good looking or attractive enough. Why in the are you freezing your eggs, baby? At 31 years old. What the have you been doing for the last 8 years? I'll tell you what, a lot of women that is quote unquote career oriented, etc., 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 they be on and they be riding hard the carousel. The carousel be so sweet to a lot of modern women, especially sisters. They will ride and ride and ride that carousel until the wheels drop off. Like literally, they'll be in, if give or take, they'll be in an actual relationship that might go maybe as 3 years, maybe longer as 5 years, possibly. And that's possible. But mostly, if you're not even in a simple long-term relationship that will eventually lead to marriage, you out here for them streets. You're on the I'm just saying, because I'm trying to really rationalize why would that be, and even Eboni K is actually promoting and preaching you to go ahead and freeze the eggs for a reason, right? To know saying that you're not really going to use your eggs until you're like maybe 45, 50, because she wants to get married, and she says she's going to get married by 450. So by then, what you're going to be doing out here? You're going to be on that, I'm sorry to say this, you will be, and you are comfortable to become recreational use for a lot of men out here, not just black men, but men in general. You'll be on that carousel all day, morning, afternoon, and we can't forget all night long. It is what it is. It is what it is. So let me go down and go through these comments. And let me go back up. I gotta go up. Kind of missed some comment. All right. Let's see. I have to. All right, here we go. She got triggered. Okay. Top flight men choose women under 25. Okay. White women prefer white men as well. That's the norm for most. Really, no need to emphasize what we already know. Okay. The South, like 6%. Okay. Black women should start mate selection in high school. Carry the relationship into adulthood. Will be married by. Hey! Now, that is the comment I like to see. That's the comment that I approve of. Yes, Miss Letitia. These ladies, if they really want to do it right and make a mark, that would be the more logical way to go. In the modern era, in the modern 21st century, that would be the right way to go. I agree with that message. I agree. Black women need to be a little more strategic in the dating game because the number are largely against black women. College campuses have black women from all over the country. If you're in a major metropolis city, the state universities will have the plethora of black men. Yes. I have 2 boys and 1 girl. Yes. All races of men prefer their own. Black women don't need majority of non-black men to be interested. They only need a few. Yeah, I mean, you don't need a lot. You just need just a few. Keep it simple. Single mother, shaking head. Yeah, she wants to be single mother. They're leftover women. Yep. I was slim grown and up, and now I'm slim thick. That's how I know that black men prefer is not slim or even slim thick. Black men seem to like women on the cusp of being overweight. Just my well, you know, you gotta understand, Melvin. So you might think black men overall want their women big, big. I'm be honest with you. Let me take that comment off. Black men, if you listen carefully, we want a woman to have some shape, but it should not be over the top shape. Think about this, ladies. Why do you think a lot of women now are going out their way, that even got or not, go out the way to get a BBL? They get the BBL because they hope it that they're going to attract a certain type of black men. Mind you, since we're going there, black men right now overall, we pick the garbage out of the dating pool. We'll take any woman, fat, big and fat, and maybe we'll take a woman that might be small. Because I think it's a trained, learned behavior, in my opinion. When I look at people, how people used to look 45 years ago, we're not that big. Now, because women have gotten so big and we prioritize the backside, it became a problem, in my opinion. And because they prioritize the backside with the adaptation of, you know, the adulteration of the food, hormones making people much bigger, especially making us as people, black people especially, more bigger, it affects what the physicality or what it looks to be a more aesthetic woman. Personally, that's why I see why a lot of brothers will take on big women, and even women that are big, and think it's good, because a good portion of our mothers, depending when they turn adults, have gotten big, like literally, like big. Yeah, so, all right, she's like picky. I think she's more picky. I think she's looking for perfection. She's looking for a man that will be on her program, Melon Vessel. That's what Eboni K is looking for. She wants a woman. I mean, she's looking for a mate, a man to be on her program. Enough more, enough less. That's fine. That's her decision. That is what she wants. But the problem is, there are very few black. Well, let's be honest, men in general. I can't say black men because she has dated them all. Are going to be down for being on a woman's program that got his own ish together. Just saying. Look at Janet. And I remember B just said, my daughter's engaged. She was raised to be a wife. Yes. All right. Men in the lower socioeconomic class prefer women that are thick, overweight, obese. And you know why that is? I remember 6 said the best. The reason why these men prefer women that are thick, overweight, obese is because in their mind, she is not much needed. She'll take care of this Negro. So the bigger you are, the more that this man is going to possibly expect you to be fit the bill for a lot of things. There will be no 50-50 for a fat woman. It's probably the reverse. You're going to be probably paying 75 or hell, even 95% of everything, while he might even pay 5% or less. The bigger you are, the less he's going to be productive around you and throw his tab of things, personally. And I've seen men that have big women that have done this. And not because women have standards, but let's be honest. The man's not that big, she's big, is very unproportional, personally. Just saying. I think before 30 is best for childbearing, but I have my friends do it though. That's cool. I wonder why doesn't she have a child with her and husband? You know, it's gonna go into. I'm gonna keep playing so you can hear from yourself, Letitia. I'm just going for the comment section. MK isn't worried about a man. She wants a child, a baby. Yeah. She's going to wish for a husband if she doesn't hire a full-time nanny. Yeah, she gonna pay for everything. All right. Women would do well to freeze their eggs starting at age 20. Yeah, if they're making a lot of money. And I'm not talking about OnlyFans. How many men did she say drop while she lived? She's not single by choice now. Yeah, she's not really single. It's actually, you know, average black women aren't doing egg retrievals. They just found a Pookie rate 10 pregnant. Yeah, and that's the best route. I don't like saying that, but it's, egg freezing is for women in the top 5%. Of course. She said she melt a couple. No, I'm not reading that. Let's show you going to, yeah. Next comment. I got paid 75, and when she got broke, can sue donor for black child support in 36. You know, I never thought about LaShawn. That's interesting. Yes, and Amiri said, yeah, they don't really socialize a lot of black males, which I agree. The higher you climb the social ladder, the white. Yep, and it does. This is true. Yes. Yep. East Indians, white Asians form like, yep. Yes. All right. They fooled by fake boot. Yep. All right. Black women who desire marriage need to do the work to qualify for men in the higher socioeconomic class, especially college education. But Letitia, how is that going to be a reality? Personally, because now you're asking black women to do what really they don't want to do, and that's compete for a mate. I think it's not in the nature for black women in the West to really compete for much anything. I think they're better well suited that it comes to them and it's handed to them. That's what they prefer and that's what they want. So in regards to competing, I mean, let's be honest, that's a foreign concept. And it's downright disrespectful if you tell, especially a modern sister, to compete, in my opinion. All right, let me keep playing this. I'm going to have to drop the link, but let me keep running this.
I don't want that missed you. I'm still encouraging you to do it.
I will say I got like scared out of it a little bit. Only
Fear
because
is not of God. I'll do that.
but more so because of what like MV shared with me, what you talked about, like going through all of that and then
I'll go with you
to not work, right?
I'll go with you.
Come on.
We can talk about
I'm very serious.
Okay.
I really so I'm saying two things here, and this is important in this conversation, y'all. People have got, I encourage people, I'll say, to hold space for more than one thing at one time.
Yeah,
I am saying,
and that was my reasoning, right? Because well, first let me get back to one thing. So then you talked about the people with the resources who are able or not able to do it because of financial reasons, right?
right.
And when I heard you say the women in college, because another issue that I agreed with, but some people were like, about was because I think
What were they like, Lauren? Right.
the headlines didn't help, right? Because what the headlines are saying is like Eboni K Williams is saying while you're in college, you also should be trying to get a ring to her. Like people,
There's a big if, which you
I
acknowledge.
pointed that out.
Yes.
Because that matters,
That is
right?
if that is one of your primary goals.
If you choose that. But
Right.
but I think when you said that with the women in college, I thought about me and my friends in college, right? While we're in college, we don't have the money to do that. But when we graduated, we all became very successful in our careers, financially doing well. We had that resource because we were Black women who took the time to get our education and then apply it to what we wanted in life. So I instantly put those women in that category. So I didn't even think about the people who weren't financially able because I thought that the people that you were speaking to, back to your point of who you were talking to, were women that one day would be able to do it. And the reason why I was like, that's not what I wanted to hear was because I felt like how I've been spoken to is like people will tell you not to do things, right? Because they will say, okay, well, it's going to be financially hard, or where will you get the resources? And it's like, why can't I afford to do it? Like,
But you understand clearly. I'm not sure how familiar you are with my content, Lauren, but the folks here in this room that are, everything I talk about is about prosperity and living a first-class American wealthy existence for Black folks.
I know that you do that, but when I hear that, and I know how people will take it, and the conversation will run. Some people will take it, and the conversation will run. They may not know that, and they may not present it that way. So now, to me, I feel like I put a dark cloud because now you're like, okay, these women are in college, and then most of I know I'm a Black woman, so when I'm hearing that, I'm instantly like, okay, people are going to use this to be like the Black women who graduate with degrees. They don't have those options because of A, B, C, and D. Number one being finance,
No, it's
right?
the
And that's not
opposite,
a
right?
conversation that I don't want.
No. So I think that's so
Or-
interesting that that's the way you heard it. I believe that's the way you heard it. But I think that there are also people that hear it the complete opposite way, Lauren. We have to make a space for that. I hear you saying you heard my commentary in general, and you heard a woman advocating for a glass being half full. Half empty rather. And then there are those that heard what I was saying and was like, shit, that's some great perspective. I wish someone would have told me when I was positioned to do something about it. I am certainly going to advance this piece of advice and commentary to my children or the kids in my church or the kids in my, Jack and Jill chapters or whatever in the world, and making sure that they have this piece of knowledge or optionality that I've never had because no one ever told me, and they're seeing it as the glass half full.
And I love that for them. But do you feel like the blogs and a lot of people that reported on it picked it up that way?
I think the LA Times did.
Yeah, a lot of newspapers will pick on it, especially if you focus on going the sperm donor / egg retriever route. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about saying that prioritize marriage while you're in college, it's going to trigger a lot of people. Because a lot of people, when they think about college overall, they're looking at this getting a degree, getting some little debt here and there, and going, living life and enjoying their 20s, partying mostly, having a lot of sex. That's the think of most modern people today. Or even it's been thinking like that for more than a couple of decades, to be honest. But when we talk about married early, very few people, Black folks, get married very early. And I think what Mary just wrote that you have to be socially trained onto that. I mean, if we look at it now, it said, what is it? Black society does not socialize Black males to be good mates. And it goes beyond money, personally. So let me read. Even most slim Black women have booty, to be honest. Yes. Actually, you'd be surprised. There are some women that are slim enough, they do have a backside. Now, either it's naturally or they do some exercise. Nonetheless, depending on how the body is proportioned, where the fat lays, it shows, Black women have to know where they appreciate most as far as their phenotypes. It's about acceptance and moving accordingly. Yes. Going for all that you decide to do. Victims that Black men do the same. And as he ain't ish. Yeah. All right, let's keep going, guys. And the link is in the chat room. Oh, make sure you guys hit the like button and share the stream too.
And I feel like what Eboni just said now is very important. All Eboni is saying is this isn't ideal, and you don't want you don't want folks to have to necessarily go through it.
For me, let me just reiterate that because that's very important. Because these stakes are very high. Lauren, I'm $50,000 into IVF journey by myself, so I don't have a husband splitting that with me, which there's reasons why that's preferable for me. But I really need people to hear that, and I'm taking shots and I'm giving them to myself, and I'm doing all this to bring life into this world. Yeah, and I don't take it lightly because it's a very serious thing. So I think when we're very cavalier, not just you, right, but in general, with just IVF or just marry outside the race, obviously been there, done that too. All right, well, I heard some Snow King commentary earlier.
Hold up, guys. We gotta take some calls. We gotta take some calls. 800-585-1051. If you listen, okay. We gotta take some calls when we come back. I just want to say this. Most people don't know what Ebony's going through right now with the in vitro and the fertility. No, because most people haven't been through it. And the fact that
thank you, Charlamagne. But the people that listen to Holy Court, they can have every day.
But the fact that she has to do it by herself is a lot. Like she has to put them shots in her stomach and all that by herself.
Thank you, Envy.
And most people don't know it. Like I can't even imagine if my wife had to do it by herself or a woman having to do it by herself and go through a doctor's appointment. So it is a lot.
Room by yourself. It's a lot. I can't imagine.
And the transport. We'll take some calls when we come back.
I need to talk about the stuff that we agreed with too, because a lot of people agree with something.
But we ain't got all that much time, guys. 800-585-1051. Let's go. It's the Breakfast Club. Come on.
Yeah. Like I said, make sure you hit the like button and share this, guys. Links in the call line if y'all want to come up and have the conversation again. I know this is a very touchy subject, nonetheless. And like many things, I cover enough content, and there's certain content I just leave alone. But for the sake of, this is my thing with Eboni K. And I know what she's doing. I see what she's doing right now, guys. Listen good. What she's doing, she's moving beyond starting a conversation. She's just downright now triggering anybody on social media, YouTube, etc., just to put her in the microscope and talk about her butt. In a very much good, and we can say negative way, depending on the gender. And to me, how I see it, it is fitting that a lot of people really cover this and talk about it, because we look at achievements and who they actually pick, right? Right. That at the end of the day, there are losers in a lot of men and women in general. And if you are unable to facilitate to have some remnants of a really structured, well thought family, but you wasted, let's say, too much time, some not valuing, prioritize relationships, or even prioritize may become a family member or a father, mother, then when we look at overall outcomes and the issues, even the complaining, at the end, it is in doubt your own fault at the end of the day. Eboni was married, and she was going to get married again by a Caucasian man, and just, I don't know what reason why. Well, we all know why she cut it off, you know. And let's, you know, saying you only have but yourself to blame, no one else, in my opinion. But anyway, I go on. Let's keep going.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy. Chance to chop it up with Eboni K Williams. All right, 800-585-1. It's a respectful conversation. So as soon as the disrespect happens, we're banging on. That's right.
No bus driver right now. Okay, bus driver gate has happened. We're on to something else now.
Stop it, Sean. Hello, who's this?
Good morning, Chris.
Hey, Chris. This is
I don't even think we should be
I
talking to guys.
don't want to hear from any man.
Yeah, I don't think we should be talking to no men about
This
this.
is not a conversation for men to co-op and celebrate their mediocrity.
I agree. Jeez. Back to bigotry and low expectations for you.
Now you see, that bullshit she did was stupid. You can't be any mediocre when you out here retrieving frozen eggs and becoming a single mother by choice. I would say that's more mediocre than anything else. But she don't want to hear from the men, because men gonna tell them what it really is. Unfortunate. See, this is the problem with the arrogance, the stupidity out of her goddamn mouth. And that's why people don't take Eboni even right now as a person throughout her, you know, we don't even like her character, much as her herself, that we don't take this woman really seriously. And there's a reason why, for these behaviors she's engaging right now. But like I said, you know, she gets what she deserves. Let's keep going.
No, because that co-op is happening. Don't think I don't see it in the comments.
I can't wait to use that in an argument. You just co-oping your meat.
Yeah, you co-oping your mediocrity. But let's go to another caller. Hello, who's this? Hello?
Alicia?
Hey, Alicia. Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Eboni K Williams is here. You got a question, comment? Let's discuss.
Oh, well, I just kind of want to agree with her. First of all, she stated that if this is what you want in your life, this is what I suggest. So she was not pushing that on anyone. But if we're being honest, that's what our counterparts teach their girls. So go to college and find a husband. Education is almost secondary to especially white Southern women. So I don't see a problem with it.
Is that true? Thank you, sis. That absolutely is true. So, you know, I went to UNC Chapel Hill, a very predominantly white institution in the South, as the good sis just mentioned. And that ring before spring shit is serious for them. And it's twofold. What they're looking to do, because our counterparts tend to view marriage primarily through a lens of economic stability. Let's be clear. And historically, we know that is the nature of marriage. Correct. It's a transaction of sorts. And I know, once again, You know, the tears are going to roll when I say that out loud for some.
I don't know why.
Because they are not willing to really stand in the reality of the tenets of marriage in America today. Right. So that's the reality. And our counterparts do it all the time. The difference is they are not shamed when they do it. I think that when you see Black girls and Black young women going and making the space for marriage as much of a priority as education, it flies in the face of a generation that told me and mine, go to school, stay focused, don't get pregnant. Boys are a distraction, right? They're going to throw you off your game. Get your education, get your money, get your house, get your power, figure out who you are, stand in it, and then go partner, get married, and live happily ever after. The challenge with that, because that's the model I took, I'm proud to have taken it. I had a marriage that was not for me, so I divorced him. Not a problem. Great guy. Here's the thing. Is most Black women do want the traditional marital nuclear family model. And when you get to a certain level of income as Black women, a certain level of power, a certain level of being able to travel the world on your own dime and be in the Sky Lounge without some dusty son swipe.
That shrinking happens.
The shrinking happens.
And one thing I do have to say this, and I'm going to be honest with you, ladies. Listen to me good. Because I've seen, to me, Lady Consecrates reiterate this shit, this stupid term, the dusty narrative and all this nonsense. Even to the point that we find a millionaire woman still referring some dusty comment. They can't use that no more on here, on this channel. Now, I give it grace that, you know, people use it for sport, fun, whatever. But me going through Miss Eboni K's little podcast with these people, I'm at the point now that you can't be any dustier than up here freezing eggs and being artificially inseminated with syringes and stuff to become a single mother. To me, that is the highest form of matter of fact, I can't even call it dusty. Matter of fact, I'll do y'all ladies better. I should have came out with a soundbite for this one. I'm going to anyway. You ladies that keep using this references word of dusty, I'm gonna look at Daniel's face. So you're a Swiffer. You sweep dust, capture dust, attract dust. That's what you are. For Miss K Williams, I have to really cold-heartedly believe you are a Swiffer chick. You know, you gather, collect dust, but you indulge in it to the point you're using even the term dust for a person that, last time I checked, you've been around men that are productive, but you still talk about dust. You sound like a dirty woman. I'm sorry. And last thing, me as man, I want to hear or deal with women that are dirty. Much of the time about dirty things. This is repulsing, disgusting. Let me read your comments. What's this? I think I read that right now. Yeah. All right. The goal is to fear mongering Black women to accept less when it's not necessary. Okay. Who say that B6M who find themselves not married, a child in their 40s ain't shh. Okay. I don't think she's genuine, feeling disappointed and outright. I think she's sharing all of it will somehow help other Black women. We do. Black people in general need to uplift family more, prioritize family education, help if that what you know you want. Okay. All right, let's keep going, guys. I'm almost at the end of this portion. Yeah, let me run it anyway. Talking about dust. This woman's a goddamn Swiffer.
And also, let me tell you what else. You move different, sis. You move. You think your swag is on 1,000 today, and it's very high. And I love seeing it. Wait till you're over that $1 million a year mark of income. Wait till you own your $1.7 million property in your own name, and only your name is on the deed.
Based on a true story, Eboni K William.
I'm just saying, you nobody's gonna be able to tell you shit unless they're coming all the way correct. And that's going to make that pool rather even smaller. Go ahead.
Let's take some more calls here.
Yeah, sorry.
Hello, who's this? Hello,
Hello.
who's this? Hey, what's your name?
Sophia.
Hey, Sophia, what's your question for Eboni K William?
Not question. Well, I guess a question. I have a few things. Like, how were you raised? I seen that you were 40. I'm 48. I'm a black woman, raised with black women. We were not raised to go look for a man. We were not raised to, it doesn't matter. Like, we wasn't raised to just go look for a ring. Oh my God, I just have to have a man. We were raised to respect ourselves, to love God. And if God saw fit for us to be married, our husband would find us. Like, it's like you putting your failures or how that you seem like you failed because you didn't get a ring in college, but you putting it off on other women, especially black women. When that's not how black women, I don't know any other race, but that's not how I was raised.
Okay, let Eboni respond.
So,
Yeah, good morning, good sis. So listen, I was raised by a God-fearing, incredible black woman named Gloria, who raised me to go to school, go to more school, get the bag, and stand in my truth and power. So that's the first answer to your question. As for failure, I don't have any in the space, dear. I actually was married. I had a beautiful cushion cut diamond on my finger until I decided to give it back because I no longer wanted to be married. So I don't have failure in the space. The only reason I'm not married is because I divorced my husband. Now, as to putting this on black women, I'm doing no such thing. What I know for fact, because I have sorority sisters, I have good friends, I have a strong global sisterhood of black women who tell me, some of them tell me that despite their success, despite their careers, and despite their money, they in their heart of hearts still desire marriage.
And that's nothing wrong with that. I mean, cause think about it. Who are you going to leverage? And I mean, there's a difference between when men make money and women make money. And I wholeheartedly do believe women are actually selfish with the money. I think men, when they make a certain economic threshold, they are more kindly and generous on the average. Not all the time, but are more generous to forfeit their funds. And mind you, there are men, ladies, that are very stingy with the money. Don't be fooled. Whether they're raised or whatever, that is stingy. Nonetheless, the more man makes, he's going to be more generous with his money and probably do something productive on the average. And it makes me think, why, even with systems where we sit, why they deprive black people of not only the assets, but the money aspect more? Because they know, say, if they give black people what is necessary and leave them to their devices, they're going to do something with it. It's inevitable they're going to do something. And if not, they'll starve. That's how I see it. Let's keep going. And the call lines in the chat room, I'll drop it again in a second. Matter of fact, I might drop it again. But let's listen more.
It is something that they want. And I think we got to get rid of shaming black women for wanting what they want. It's not. I'll give you this as a handbag example. Some people like Birkin bags. If Lori comes and tells me, Eboni, I want to get a Birkin bag, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to try to convince her to get another kind of bag. I'm not going to say, girl, have you seen the Chanels? But what about the Louis Vuittons? I'm not going to talk to you about how Hermes bags are priced out of range and they should be more accessible to people. No, I'm going to talk to you about how to get the money situation together so we can walk in Hermes right there on Madison and make your dream a reality. And that's all I'm doing. For the black women that is already a desire of their heart to be married in a timely fashion, that's who this advice is for. If you don't want that, I want nothing but what you want for yourself. Is the caller still on the line?
Let's go to
If you don't want that, go get the Michael Kors.
I will say though, I think a lot of people take the stance that she took because you literally a lot of people don't know certain things, right? They don't listen. Yeah. But I also think that
say that part one more time. They don't know certain things and they don't listen.
But wait, another important point is I think a lot of people take you just as a personality and all that you have going on as like you look and speak down on people. And I think with black women it's instantly triggering because we've had that happen so much, right? And that's why that happens where she's like, well, how were you raised? Like even the way that she came into that call was like, you think that you're better, or you think that you're
Right.
doing something that other people have not done, right? And I think that happens a lot with you.
Yeah, it's a projection. Yeah, it's all 40, right? So none of that's new, Lauren, just so you know.
I know, I'm
when
just,
you walk through the world carrying yourself the way I do, having my aesthetic projections and presumptions about who I am and what my values are, come with the territory. But that's also why I do the work I do. I got 100 episodes of Holding Court people can watch. I'm on every day here locally in New York, channel 55, 11:30 a.m. Equal Justice with Judge Ed.
Yeah, I don't like this song. Yeah. Screw that commercial shit. Let me keep going, guys.
Yes, I'm Judging You. And several other things. I got 2 books out, including.
And she is not an authority to be judging anybody, personally. That's just me, but you get it.
What'd you say, baby?
I saw Equal Justice in Vegas.
You saw it? Yeah, it's nationally syndicated. I'm in 85% of American homes. So there's lots of content to consume.
Well, let's go to another call, and I just want to put out there, Eboni K William talks that talk. She has a gold 35 Birkin bag.
Thank you, baby.
Looks like gold hardware.
You're correct. Yellow gold. Thank you, Andy. Looking like a true man of Hermes.
Y'all rich. Oh, y'all rich.
I said,
my husband better be able to spot the bags like
so
that.
rich.
Charlamagne, please.
Hello, who's this? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Tish. I'm calling from Houston.
Hey, Tish, what's your question for Eboni K William?
It's not really a question. I'm just saying well, first of all, good morning to everybody. I just want to say that I am Team Eboni, and I don't see anything that she's saying is wrong. She's let her platform, everyone who follows her, know that as an older woman, I'm just giving you advice. I've been there. I've been through college, and this is my feelings based on my experiences, and I just feel like she should be respected for it.
Well, thank you for calling, Mama.
Appreciate it, sis.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
So let's put a button on this, man.
Yeah,
I think this was very informative and very, very educational. And I would like to say Eboni K Williams is not Kevin Samuels with a silk press. Okay?
Not at all. We're not
Eboni K
championing mediocrity. No.
She's Eboni K Williams.
You can never say Kevin was mediocrity, sweetie. Because right now, out of the way you've been going, the route you're going, and even let's go as far as taking a lot of points from these men, talk points in space, I would say you're the more mediocre person overall. Kevin has been preaching this for the last 2.5 effing years about your choices. Even to the point where it said you have to prioritize relationships, which a lot of Americans, especially Black women, are not prioritizing. So you can sit there prolong, be on that, what do you call it? The carousel. Jumping on a carousel, cock the cock. And all this nonsense. But in regards to talking about mediocrity, I tell people that when you hear women like this talk about mediocrity, I gotta look at your outcomes and say, is you mediocre? Yeah, you might have money, but that'll mean shit if your outcomes are what it is. I would say, if anything, a lot of women should learn, this should be a lesson that certain things you should not put yourself in to become like this. When you get to a point where you, let me keep running this before let me keep playing.
And I believe if we listen with the intent to understand and not reply, you would learn something.
I appreciate the platform. I appreciate the conversation, Lauren. I think that as Black women in particular, we got to hold the space to have the difficult conversations. I saw a lot of people in the chat. Are we still talking about this? Are we over this? Yeah. Clearly, people feel a way about the topic.
And I think it's also good for people to see that, like, now I know you a bit differently, so I probably will see things differently, but I probably will still disagree with something, and it's okay, and it's totally fine.
That's a life, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that because I think another thing too that I don't want to happen from this is people to take the points where we didn't disagree or where you were strong or I was strong or vice versa, and be like, it's combative. It's not. It's
they don't do that anyway, though.
Yeah, but I want to put it on record that can happen, and then at the end of this, we're gonna talk because I do want to know more about the fertility thing. I do want to talk to you about it. I do want, you know what I mean, like. That's important to put out there for me.
And I appreciate that. I just think that the moral of the story is people are going to eat the meat and spit out the seeds. Excuse me. They're going to eat. You know what? Somebody nasty. Somebody nasty.
Because somebody got a good diet.
You're going to eat the meat and spit out the seeds, as we do with watermelon. Get your head out of the gutter, as we do with watermelon. What is wrong with you people? I've been in.
You don't. There is no seeds in meat. You, Jesus Christ! No, this stupid bitch not say, eat the meat and spit out the seed. Let me read the comments. I'm not going to shame Black women for no longer wanting to live a poverty-stricken lifestyle. A lot of these is about resources, like Mary Brown said. Yeah, Black women are humans who deserve what humans beings desire. No shock. Okay. All right, let me keep.
Who praised y'all? Who praised y'all? And that goes with this conversation. Yeah. That goes, whether we talking about bus driver gate, whether we talking about Black men in school, whether we talking about wealth or anything else. So the content is for the taking. I welcome the critique and the conversation.
All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us.
Make sure you subscribe to the Holding Court podcast.
Yeah, we're back with season 3 soon.
So I mean, did I keep the same energy? The energy was needed.
I don't know, man.
I thought so.
We shrunk a little bit.
No,
I
take out DJ and Charlamagne down.
All right, that's it. That's it. Let me stop this. Let me drop a link one more time, and that's it. I'm not dropping this anymore. I know most people had enough hearing that crap. Mediocrity, delusion. It speaks for itself. Like literally, it speaks for itself. My thing is this. Hold on, I'm trying to find my thing. Hold on. My thing is this, guys. You know, I just got a headache listening to that, personally. I mean, I know people are delusional, but just the ego enough kills me. Black people are going to do what they're going to do in the best interest at the end of the day. Poverty in the 21st century, as I look at it, can be considered now a choice, depending on how you play out and how you deal with your money and where your money is coming from. I remember one time Mary just said, when people try to jump up in certain classes, they will have to partner up depending on what type of outcome they're trying to receive. And since America is not giving any resource to Black folks, and they're working twice as hard to try to remove any of the incentives that will keep Black people from going under, it's all hell on ships. All hell's on deck and ships, lack of better words. I think personally, this is just me. If you freeze your eggs and you're not a millionaire, like your income starts every year making millions of dollars, and that's just the safe side of things, that probably won't be the route a lot of modern women should not be taking. I mean, I'm a man, and like I said, if I was really putting myself in the state market, and I come to find out that a lot of women, are, if I come across the dating scene, and they come and tell me that they're freezing their eggs, right? Be honest with you, as a man, hearing that, that's a turnoff to me. This is just me. I can't speak for other men. Now, if a man already has kids and she wants to have kids, and she just said she has eggs on reserve. I mean, some men that already has children, they could put themselves in that light. I mean, they could try it. I mean, I wouldn't, but you know, that's just me. All right, Lashad, I see you in the back. Let me see what's good, Lashad. Hear me? Oh, he's muted. You muted, bro. I said, get this thing organized. I'm gonna lower you back down. Just message me in the back when you're ready. All right. All right. Freezing eggs is, I can't say it's an easy way cop out, but it lets you know that you did not prioritize, and now you decide by choice to take on single journey for our sake and become an actual statistic. And we all know in amongst our community, you hear from some of the men mostly, they don't like single mothers. I don't like it mostly, but it is what it is. We have it out here. There's no control over that, personally. But personally, to sit there as a person that got money and is around productive men. Hell, you were in a relationship with a white man for a few years, and you call it off. To me, if you as a sister, and we all know that some are already dating out by choice, is that black man tell them, don't be fooled, black man. Let me tell you something. If women right now, including sisters, are dating out as much at a rate probably higher than you, that you will never know. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you're not watching their action, every activity, what they're doing. You will know that the amount of bodies they have in their repertoire to really know who they've been, banging, much as who they're actually dating. So you will never know. But we could always assume by, few books, even go on dating apps, for example. We all know they're looking for what they call easier life. Not soft life, but an easier life through this uncertain environment. I get it. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. But here's the kicker. Because you're looking for that, most likely you're not always going to be guaranteed what you get. Now, as I know, like most non-blacks are not so resourceful to give up their resource. It is what it is. They're not in business doing that. And I don't expect them to do so. They shouldn't though. What I know. But really truly, and I'm just checking some things. Really and truly, right? They've been dating now, and they've been doing this for some time now, fellas. And they're not getting the same outcomes because they're not doing what's necessary. And one of the few things I think the necessary thing, if sisters are really serious dating out, want to go there, they're going to have to compete with other races of women. And when I use that word compete, it's foreign to a lot of black women. And it should be, because to get what you want, you got to put yourself out there to get the actual outcomes. And most likely when you put yourself out there, you're not going to get the greatest return in investment, like many things. All right, let me see if your thing's working now, LaShawn. Hold on. All right, it's working now, LaShawn? Hear me?
My Bluetooth died on me.
Okay.
Well, I apologize for that.
Okay. Oh, you have a dog now? A dog with a patch ups. Cool.
Yeah, that's my Brendo. It was Halloween, and he had me put a pirate patch on him for Halloween, and the kids loved it. So.
Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, Melanie Vesta. All right, Melanie Vesta. I did not know you listened to the whole interview. You should listen to the interview because a lot of things she said for that, and I've listened to a few, like the third time now. I just go over it tonight on my channel, and overall, let's be honest, what you see from Ebony is she's gonna say some wild stuff to get people's attention. That's the only thing I can answer. It's not just black women though. We're highly focused on American in general, but five family to the way it used to. Everything is about the bag. Let's be honest. Yeah, the bag is always the importance. I think she's confused. No, she's well known what the hell she's doing.
Can I make a real quick comment that no one ever noticed? She brought her own golden chair to the damn Breakfast Club. If she ain't that damn
that's weird.
Weird. And nothing personal to the woman who made the statement, you not even that pretentious. Look, when you that much of a black woman that Jesus can't even date you because he ain't good enough, because he was broke, but he died for your sins, but he too damn broke to date. And he Jesus. That's the level of what she was doing, and you ain't even at that level. So I don't even want you to get close to even try to compare yourself to think you on the same level as that woman, because I'm telling you right now, she going to hell. She ain't even gonna get to the heavenly gates. She getting that damn downward escalator. Because when Jesus died for your sin, but he too damn broke because he won't accept money to date you. Jesus broker than a bus driver, even if he owns the bus company.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This woman froze her eggs, had countless men that made more money than the men you dating, and she said no, but she gonna freeze her eggs to get 2 cups of sperm. And they could have just doctored the hell out that damn thing. They had one black man that was just the best damn option. They just keep showing the same black women the same damn thing, and they just give them substandard cups. Okay, I would say substandard cups. I'm gonna keep it PC, but yeah, I mean that's what she's saying. And now she got a younger woman. Instead of that younger woman find a man around her age while she still got life and virtues and still got like close to 6 years. No, she gonna go ahead and tell her freeze her eggs, and she can figure it out how to get $15,000 so she can freeze eggs, get some damn sperm and every damn thing else. And you thinking this is common sense? What in the 12 steps of Jesus is you doing? And she's saying Jesus too damn broke, and so Jesus go ahead and not he take back dying for his sins because he too damn broke for her? But in Jesus' name, she walks. That's the audacity this woman is. And if you don't see it, you falling for the full trap, and you probably is gonna go to the same path she is. You're gonna be the same outlandish woman when you get around that age. And that's the scariest part, because you know what? Guess what? Oprah ugly, Whoopi ugly. How many pretty ass women want to be like Oprah and Whoopi?
You know, I think they want the notoriety, the popularity.
Only reason they got notoriety because they ugly and no black man want to hump them. The only reason they notoriety because they're rich and ugly.
I mean, they want the status. The status.
Yeah, but you know what? No pretty woman ever make her ass ugly. They always go ahead and just build themselves better. And they always sit there and say, at least I don't look like Whoopi and Oprah, but they wish they were rich like them. Yeah. But only reason they rich is because they ugly. And men didn't want to sleep with them. And so men said, let's support the ugly women in their movie careers and their talk shows and stuff. You see how that backfired on our asses? Mm-hmm. Color Purple, shuck a mug.
Yeah.
You remember Roots, Glory? How many niggas got whooped on a goddamn pole suspended by his hands? They forgot all that shit. But let the nigga in Color Purple say some shit. Oh, we all that nigga. We all that nigga. We ain't Denzel being the 54th. We ain't the guy from Reading Rainbow and Star Trek taking that whip in Roots.
Yeah.
But we that nigga in Color Purple.
Yeah. You know, I can't recall watching that movie personally. I mean, I've been hearing about Color. The new one's supposed to come out in the next 3 months, 2 months, 2 months actually. And whatever was in the movie back in 84, 85, now they're remaking it. It makes me wonder.
Oh boy, I'm gonna tell you right now, the original. I don't know what the hell they're gonna remake it is. I'm pretty sure the remake is gonna be a hell of a lot worse than the original. The original will trigger you because you're gonna look at it and you say, so that's why they keep calling me that nigga. It's because you're gonna see it, and then you're gonna see what they're doing, and when you realize, no matter what the hell generation it is, every mama shows their daughter The Color Purple.
Wow.
It's the scariest as hell. It is. But every black woman knows The Color Purple. Even white women, Latino women. Shit, it even blending into the Asian women damn thing. When the Asian woman tell me, you ain't gonna treat me like Color Purple. You ain't gonna be that dude in Color Purple. All of them know his name. I won't say his name, but we all know who the hell we being compared to from Color Purple. Even if you ain't watched the movie, yeah, you've been referenced The Color Purple and that nigga there.
Wow. Wow. Well, I mean, I'm not in the mood of watching certain slave movies. Cause I've not watched. When was the last time I watched a slave movie?
That wasn't even a slave movie. That was after we were slaves, and that was
that's
when
even
we were
worse.
getting railroaded, redlined, and everything else. But the problem is, that's what kicked off Whoopi and Oprah's career. Color Purple.
You know, you're right about that because she did not start her television career until 87. Color Purple was released roughly around 84 going 85. And then 2 years later, she roughly got a TV. You know, you're right about that. You ever notice that? When they do these type of films degrading themselves, and whether it's true or not, why is it when you do these movies, depiction of black folks, you get TV deals? That's worth food of thought. Think about it, LaShawn. Now that I think about it.
It's an odd way where you can string a nigga up, and since a black woman do it, here you go, you get a show. And it seems like that every damn time, because as soon as a black woman say some shit about a black man, guess what? She get a TV show. And I'm serious, in near history, in the last 20 years, ask BGS. BGS will know. He'll tell you every time they go ahead and just go ahead and say black man ain't this and black man ain't this, blah, blah. They get a TV show. Look at Tamara or whatever her name is.
Tamara Hall?
I mean, look, yeah. I don't like to speak about her because she like really gets underneath my skin. I wish I could throw a shoe at her and she didn't see me hit her in the face. But that's just a personal grievance. But she doesn't really affect me. But the women that listen to her might be around me, and that's the effect I gotta feel. Because see, Oprah wasn't the one that was saying it to you. It was the women that was listening to Oprah.
Okay.
Look at how many damn TV shows came out. Sally Jesse Raphael, this or that one. Man, they had like countless ones. Hell, Jerry Springer is the only one that actually pulled out of it. That was DNA or ass whooping for the most part. And that's the weirdest damn thing. It's that it's a complete cycle where it doesn't matter. Now, see, here's the problem. This is the one main thing I'm saying. If you're black women, you at least have 45 to 50% black sons. So all these generations, your daughters you raised right, but the sons always seem to be crap.
Inadequate.
So you ain't putting no effort into your sons, but your sons is crap. So all men is crap, but you make your sons to be the man or the father that whatever happened between y'all before he was born, he's gonna have to suffer from it because you more mad at the man you were with, and because he's half the DNA, you just gonna go ahead and say, I'm gonna punish this half and forgot your half is being punished too. That's what they do.
Well, my thing is this. I said years ago. For a lot of women that do have children, girls or boys, right? It would be better if you prioritize. If you're not prioritizing both your sex, both the children properly, effectively, then by all means you might start giving to the father that you lay down and have the child with. But here's the twist now, LaShawn, because a lot of women now, and we're gonna be honest, because we have a 30% deficit of some of these children that the dudes that they mess with are not biologically theirs. That's gonna be a problem, personally. So if most men will really advocate to know if they're the actual father of these children that says theirs, it's gonna really damage this community, like roughly, badly, like literally, Like, I mean, because think about it. To find that this is like this. If you hold sanctity of your womb, it would be more prioritized that out of everything, you think you would not get yourself to get knocked up by other men that are not really a subpar, productivity at least. You think they'll be the last to be the ones that's able to pass down some genetic legacy, at least. But no, because they feel and fulfill aesthetic. And let's be honest, let's say if they got that mouthpiece or they got that, look or whatever. In their mind, saying it's better to DNA swap and let the real productive dude, carry and raise the children. It's like a weird mating ritual. It's like a polyamorous relationship, And trust me, it has worked very well for the last few decades amongst this community here.
Actually making so many points, but I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'll go ahead and go through them because you is just like one after another. Man, you know what you're talking about. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, I mean, it has worked well up to this point, but the problem is now because a lot of dudes now have to really protect what is theirs now, or whatever case may be, rather than making a certain amount of income a year or not. They can't afford to really, flaunt it and waste it to things that's not really theirs. You get me? Especially if they can't really get full control and say of their children. I mean, it's not in favor in the long run for a lot of modern men. So
I agree.
Modern men are going to do what they have to do at the end of the day. But go ahead, make your points. That's all I'm going to say.
Here it is. The fact that mama going to do so she can get right at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. The problem is, if you're going to do it, remember your kids is you too. That's half of you. If you got 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, guess what? Half of you is there. And you doing that to half of you. And your kids got to witness whatever the hell you do. So if you take a pen, if you take a man's God pen in the bedroom while your kids is listening, guess what that's gonna do? But you're doing the best you can, but you ain't doing it for your kids. You're really doing it for yourself. Your kids just get the luxury of you just remembering their asses. And a lot of mothers are doing that because it's more about them and their happiness. And the dude just got to deal with her because she got kids. Remember? Well, I got kids. I had to deal with my kids too. And if he deal with the kids, he just really going after what she got. He ain't dealing with them kids. Her kids is an afterthought. Mm-hmm. That's what that statement means if you really think about it. Mm-hmm. And then the truth is that we say, what about my babies? It's like, well, you had a dude that was like convicted felon, and he ain't supposed to be around kids, but you brought him around your kids. And now your kids all messed up. You looking at us trying to, he was, excuse me? You met him in jail, you pin pound him in jail, you married his ass in prison, and then you brought him home. What we supposed to do? You slept with a dude, he was a gangbanger, he got shot, killed, whatever, he sold drugs, whatever. That's what you're about because he was giving you money and stuff, but that's what you chose. Why is it our fault? He didn't give a damn about our opinions. He told us to shut the hell up, stay out your damn life. You know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You see how because they women and we just, the society keeps saying they're women, but the problem is they ain't the same women society used to value, but we still holding them to society value. But okay, it's 2023. How many women do you see hold the value that they used to hold the value back in the day? How many dudes do you see? And I'm saying this because it ain't you. It's just that every generation of mothers start raising their son a little bit softer. Mm-hmm. And you see the outfits these boys are wearing, and they're like girls.
Yeah.
I mean, Dwayne Wade's son didn't even wake up until Gabrielle Union showed up. He just went, woo. And I'm like, okay,
we're not going further than that. And the reason why,
because but you see these examples. No. I'm just saying the examples are already presented, but we were out of respect for the children, not the people that put the children in a situation, out of respect for the children, but they're using their children as fame. Look how progressive I am. Look how I'm accepting. Look how I'm for y'all and everything. They're using them as a talking piece. They ain't man. That's the problem, and that's what it is. Because if they really cared, they wouldn't be sharing the kids' business out in public. That'd be a private family affair. You wouldn't be put that on national TV, worldwide TV, so it could be like, no, you don't do that. Because that's a sensitive thing. A kid coming out, it's a sensitive thing. You don't go ahead, go national TV, making his ass and shit. He got commercials. He in the dress and doing Revlon. You don't do that to a kid. He's confused. And you gonna have him make money and everything else. And then next thing you know is, you know, I mean, you never know when they grow up. And then after they grow up, when you change things, they're gonna wish you didn't change them. And it's just that's what it seems like. Because the parents is doing more to prove it than the kid is. So that's the only problem. I'm not sure if it's a political ploy, a grab for the new hot thing, trying to be progressive, but it really seriously, it ain't coming off like you're a legitimate parent trying to deal with your child doing what they're doing, and you really trying to help them through it, but it's coming off like a cash grab and an image improver, and that's the part where I don't like it. That's the only part. And the thing is that any kid at any age, no, I don't agree with that. If a kid is 2 years old, I don't think they should agree to change their sex. Just like I don't think a 2-year-old should be sitting there playing with a fully loaded gun with the safety off. Well, that was their choice. So when the bullet goes through their head, you said that was their choice, or they were just messing with a hairy trigger with the safety off. Well, there's their body and their no. See, that's the emphasis. And I'm telling you right now, when this government agrees to it, and I promise you, it's looking like they're gonna pass it in less than 4 years. Kids got choices no matter what age. And I mean, I do better and all this other good stuff. I'm telling you right now, I'm getting the hell out of this country before that happened. But the writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall, man. I'm serious.
I'll tell you this, LaShawn. Whatever you have said, even to the point, they already made and set the groundworks for that to be a reality. Now, in regards, we see now, it's already here. The only thing now is they conditioned the whole population to accept this weirdo fashion of I'm not gonna use mediocrity because that word's been used too loosely by Ebony. She's more mediocre than anybody else. I don't care what anybody say. I don't give a crap if you're a $1 million woman or something. You're the mediocre person. You have lost in life. You have not made prior towards not relationship. Hell, you're not prior towards even staying in a marriage properly. You up here talk about it openly, which is a really L. You get me? But besides that, it's here, brother. And the only thing
people got talk about openly about marriage and everything else too. It's just the problem is that when I had my marriage, I actually valued my vows. My ex-wife didn't. And the problem is that a lot of people just have a marriage as a stat. Just like you playing a role player.
It's always been
an achievement on like PlayStation or Xbox. You get the achievement. That's what marriage is in gaming. That's all they do. Oh, I was married once. So they can say they were married once and they lived their life as a single mother.
I mean, at the end of the day,
honestly, bro, look. I can play this game and everything else, but the only people that's sitting there spinning their words is the women. And they the only one keep changing the damn language. And they ain't men changing the language. So the only thing we arguing about is what women is saying, and we ain't said none of that. We ain't using them terms for us. We just say we had a screwed up marriage and the wife wasn't right. What's she saying? Oh, he wasn't emotionally connected to me, and he wasn't in the same mindset of money making that I was, and he didn't see the same future I did. You see all these sentences? Men don't say that. And the only reason we arguing because women said it. We wouldn't be talking that way if we were by ourselves. So why are we having an argument over what women say and it ain't even our points? That's how much it done mixed into the man mindset. And you got to remember, grown men will die and grown women that's doing right will die. And the next generation, they were taught different. And that's what we got now. That's why no one knows if they're a panda bear or a jigglypuff.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'll leave that on that note. Thank you, LaShawn, for coming. Appreciate it, brother. And that was good. I like that. Jigglypuff or panda bear. I like that. We might steal that. Who knows? We'll see. But thank you, brother. Yes. That's LaShawn, people.
You have a good night. Sounds like you're about to drop off. And it was great.
No, say again. I'm sorry. I interrupt you. Say it one more time.
I thought you were okay. So it's the end of the show. I just want to pop up before you got off because you were making so many great points, and all the stuff you were sharing, it was stuff that was rubbing me the wrong way, and I was just like, damn. And then when I saw the Breakfast Club and she brought that golden chair out, I'm like, oh no. No.
Is that from a weirdo narcissist type of mentality that had like some serious ego stuff? You bring out gold stuff.
Look, I went to therapy. I don't even know what the term that is. That is some like goddess. Oh, that's it. The goddess.
That's what it is. That is some goddess stuff. That is a god. That's that queen goddess nonsense.
That's the goddess.
Yeah. Shit. It's good for you. You caught that, bro. I like that, man. I appreciate it. You were very helpful. Thank you, LaShawn. Hope that when I do stream again.
Hey, God, man, I've been listening. I just ain't been able to catch up on the show, but
wherever you can. I mean, I appreciate it, bro. I mean, it's good you point that out because, like I said, I don't pay attention to detail, but for her to do that, that's that goddess, queen, mother goddess crap. That's why she didn't want to take no calls from some men. She didn't want to hear enough about men that died and all that stuff because in her mind, she is a queen. And
you know what?
Like I said, queens get what they deserve.
You know what?
I mean,
all her subjects said, you know what? We want a new queen because you lying and you're wrong. Because almost every female up there was just popping shots at her and say, you know what? I don't agree with you. And that is when the queen found out she was naked and she wasn't wearing no clothes. Because most of the women that called in, like she did not take no men call, but most of the women in there was like, I disagree with you.
But it's expected because let me tell you something. When you tell black women that they should be doing the opposite to get the result, see one thing. What this thing has done. This is me. I think this is a good thing that a lot of things has been revealed because too many people, modern people today, black women, and we can say black women, but generally, conversations focus on envy. There's too much of a delusional box for a lot of people. It's time to get out of this stupid delusion. If you're here for comfort and comfort messaging and want to hear what you don't want to hear, you're stuck. You are regressive. There should be somewhere you gotta feel uneasy just to pop you back in reality. And I think today, most modern people, especially modern women, are not ready to get out of this illusion. This delusion, or what we want to call all the illusions, whatever you want to call it. They're not ready to come to the actual reality. Now, one thing I will say this.
Do you remember that green book of traveling?
Go ahead.
That green book of traveling. They forgot the green book of where you can go safely to lodge, sleep, and eat. They forgot their green book. Black men still using that green book that we had back in the past. Black women, they threw away that green book. And they don't know where the hell they safe at now. And that's the problem. And that's an analogy, from back in the past when we used to have to, we couldn't stay at every motel, but we had safe spaces to where we could go to the motel, eat some food, rest, be safe. Black women threw away the Green Book.
Yeah. All right, LaShawn, thank you for coming up. We'll do this again soon. Take care, brother. Till next time. All right, guys, that's it. Not much we came in. They just sit here and is, I guess, enjoying some part of the show. Check. Just checking some things. All right. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The only thing I could say in actual conclusion to all this, Eboni K Williams is a social media trigger chick. A very queen, modest goddess type of ish. She's doing content, ladies, to not aware or bring awareness that what you should be doing already, because men have been saying it for a while now. She's doing this to trigger your subconscious mind, to get you to react, so that way you are going to start engaging with her. Down in the comment section, down in the blogs, or with any social media platform you reside, mostly Facebook. Her premise is to get you to really start talking, engaging. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less. And she done her job well. Now for her, she already knows it's over for her. She's going to be a single mother, a bitter one. And trust me, once she does have a baby, and she will, because, if you start freezing eggs at a certain age and you're at 40 hoping to get conceived, most likely you have set your life path to becoming a permanent single mother. God forbid if the child is possibly biracial, and even worse, a boy. If it's a boy, you know what that boy's going to land and be. He's going to be, and I don't like use this word, but we go there. She's going to raise, if she got a boy son, he's going to be very much a simp. He's going to be a hateful person if he's a boy. He might even go as far as turn on his mother, give or take, possibly. And I'm not saying it's being mean, but this is what I'm getting. This is where it's heading. You look at most children that are raised by only one parent, children always want to find wholeness. They want to know the opposite parent. They want to feel that there's someone that is there, that is their other parent that they could look to, conversate, and feel wholesome. We are whole people. To go the single route and have children the same route, either by choice or whatever circumstance, we're doing a lot of these children a disservice. That's why when they do these data statistics of what is the end result, without any help or assistance or any proper resource that preserves children's life in the society, children turn bad in the society. They might turn out to be more criminals, and even more worse, be the problematic that society doesn't need. It's possible that's what's going to happen with these children that's only raised by one particular parent. Now, for the sake of these children raised by a man, it might be a little different, but the outcome might not be as severe. But here's the problem. The outcome is still going to be problematic, because at the end, that child, without knowing their mother, is feeling empty, missing, incomplete. So like everything, we should strive. And like I said, as Chaos Rain show says it, we strive for wholeness as possible. Deal with both your problems. Work it out. And make sure your children sees your growth between the two of you, so they have more respectful of life and know what to do and what they should be doing once they get into young children, young toddler to young adolescent to teenager, which probably one the same or might be different, to adulthood. They know what to do once they see their parents go through it. If we're not doing that, we're doing disservice to a lot of future babies. And like I said before, Eboni is going to possibly be one of those women that if she does have a son, this is what I think is the future that's going to turn for her son. If it's a daughter, even better, because now she's going to program the same way her mother did to her. And the cycle is going to continue. Sorry. It's going to be an ever repetitive hamster wheel cycle. And we talk about these generational curse nonsense. The first thing and the first stage of curse is to don't be cursed at all. If we do the right thing, everything will fall in place. And I'm gonna say again, there's no guarantee it will fall in place for you or anybody else that do the right thing. Let's be clear on that. So take heed to this message. Hope this was helpful. Hope you learned some out of this. I hope I was able to lay out my take on this personally. And like I said, she's a delusional woman. She's the only one that's considered mediocre. I don't hear nothing else about she's excellent. No, she's not excellent. She signs herself to be baby mama. She throws herself of any excellence. You want to be excellent in my eyes or any excellent of the eyes of regular people, men and women? Build and deal with family as a whole. You're married, create a life, sustain it. Play your role. That's all that's asked for. The links are for Chaos Rain on the phone. You can follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. You can follow me on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. Join the Rumble page, CRain23 on Rumble. Also, join Discord servers of the Chaos Rain Show as well. As you know, I posted these links in the chat room and in the description of this live stream. And last but not least, become a member of the Chaos Rain Show. I mean, there are 2 tiers of membership. Pick one. Set it. Forget it. And as the membership grows, which it will, I'll probably do some exclusive videos or even live streams on members only. So, like I said, membership on the page. Join now. The Chaos Rain Show for a lot of these shows might be there or whatever. So, it's your choice at the end of the day. But that, thank y'all for thank y'all for watching today's stream. And please leave a comment at the end of this video. I'll be looking forward to reading the comments of this stream. And wait, hold on. And until next time, guys, let it chaos reign.